Hi guys, today's video is going to be about is there such a thing as impossible manifestations? Are there things that you genuinely just cannot manifest? And I'm going to go over what is potentially impossible and what really isn't, what logically could be deemed as impossible and okay not to manifest, whereas some things you shouldn't be limiting yourself. So if you'd like to hear more about this topic, hear me get more into details about this, give you guys advice, please do keep watching and do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that notification bell. And yeah, I also offer one-on-one coaching. If you're interested in getting personal help, you'd like to sign up with me for coaching, you can book that in with me through my email, which is linked in my Instagram. All the details about my coaching and prices and everything are in my Instagram, linked below, LOA Coaching. I have received a few emails of people just trying to, list their whole story, their SP circumstances, and then asking me to help them. Unfortunately, if you just email me and ask me, write me a massive long email about your circumstances, I can't offer free coaching. You're going to have to book coaching. It wouldn't be fair to me, to my paying clients, and to the rest of my YouTube viewers. So yeah, please don't email me your circumstances and expect me to write, a massive email back explaining. Unfortunately, I can't do that, but you do have all of my YouTube content, which covers so much advice and topics in different areas. So yeah, that was just a little disclaimer that I do get a lot of people presuming that they can just message me, DM me, email me, and get free help. It doesn't work that way. I'm a coach, it's my business, so I'm not going to offer free coaching like that. You do have tons of free resources, so, there's nothing wrong with that. I have every right to say no, and that's just the way it is. So some people might not like that, but that's just the way it is. So I thought I would just mention that. Most people don't do this. This is just, some circumstances. So I just wanted to add in a little disclaimer. But anyway, let's get started with the topic of impossible manifestations. First, I want to say that you place your own limitations on yourself. You decide, not you so much you decide. A lot of times we are doing it subconsciously. We don't choose to have negative beliefs, so it's not that you're to blame, but for whatever reason, our life circumstances, the experiences we have, the problems we've gone through, we create our own limitations. We say, because of XYZ happening 3 times, I believe that this will never happen. This doesn't come naturally. This doesn't come easily. So we place our own limitations on ourselves. There is no real objective reality. Everything is extremely subjective. As we know, in terms of law of assumption, you are the creator of your reality. What you experience, how you interpret things, how you see things, the things that you do or don't see, that is what makes up your reality and your truth. You may see someone say something really nice, but then outside of your own personal reality, they may, be saying horrible things about someone else to somebody else, So you create your assumption about people and experiences simply based on what you see, what you assume, and what you experience. So we really do live in our own personal realities. That's why sometimes with your friends, your family, you might have completely differing opinions on things. So that is another example of how we define what is or isn't impossible. And I don't mean like logically, scientifically impossible. I mean in every way, just like you think this will never happen, this could never be, this could never change. So yeah, basically it's your own reality, your own experiences. There's no such thing as an impossible manifestation objectively. Some people may say, well, based on science, but to other people, they may say, well, we can surpass the scientific boundaries. You might say, just because science has proven something, I believe that, in 5 years it could be disproven and this could happen. So technically there is no objective, true, impossible manifestation. So I wanted to touch on that argument that there is no right or wrong. I'm not here to tell you, these 1,000 things are possible, but these 1,000 things are not. It doesn't really work that way, but I'm going to help you define, how to deem something impossible or possible in a way that would benefit you, that would help open up your mindset. But beyond that, you're free to kind of decide on your own, whatever you want to say could or couldn't happen. So basically it is your limiting beliefs that define your limits. If you believe that, like I said, something negative has happened with your SP, for example, then you believe they will never text you again. They will never be able to commit to you because it's been, 10 years and they haven't committed to you, you haven't gotten married to them, they'll never marry you, blah, 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 they've said it to you. So because of that, you've told yourself and allowed yourself to believe you know, they'll just never commit, they're not the type to marry, blah, blah, blah. That is never true, by the way. If you think that about a man or woman, that is not an objective truth. That is simply your perception of them, because they could meet a woman who has assumptions that every man they date wants to marry them. And that's really high self-concept. And guess what? The man that didn't commit to you will commit to that woman because of her assumptions. Now, don't freak out. You can manifest your SP to be anything you want. I'm just saying that based on every individual's beliefs, certain things are always possible. So something is kind of realistic and normal and in our own human experience as a relationship, your limiting beliefs are what are creating something to be impossible. If you are manifesting something and affirming for it and doing all the, you know, conscious creation practices, you know, affirmations, mental diet, visualizing, whatever you're doing for an SP, a physical object, whatever it is you want, it will become true in your reality. It has to become true. It has to be doable for you in your reality, because you're saying it's already yours. You're creating that assumption. You're telling your mind. You're putting that out not into the universe, because I know that's law of assumption, law of attraction, but you're kind of like putting it out into the quantum field. You're manifesting that reality into your own personal reality where that thing already exists. So whether or not it's deemed, you know, scientifically impossible, for example, culturally impossible, it doesn't matter. Those are society's limitations. Those are things you've adapted to and taken on as your own belief through your life experiences. It's not objectively impossible. So technically, anything can be manifested. And if you focus and persist in the assumption and, you know, wording and thoughts that it is true, it is yours, it has to be the case in your reality. You need to change your assumptions and set beliefs that have been created through social conditioning. So if you believe that it's impossible that a man you just met who is, you know, living in another country, you haven't spoken to them for 10 years, they're from a different religion, a different background, everything about them is completely different, and you haven't had contact for 10 years. Guess what? That's not impossible to manifest. You can manifest whatever relationship you want with that person. If you have no money, but you want to buy a Lamborghini, guess what? It's not impossible. It may take a couple of months or weeks or even a year to get to that point, to build it up, you know, naturally. It can happen overnight. It really can. But, you know, there is a natural process, but no matter how long it takes, it's always possible. It can build up to anything you want. So it's all about breaking apart from the social conditioning, things you've been taught in school that they say are impossible, your family, your friends, the news. It doesn't matter. If you want to stop war from happening, if you want to create more peace in the world, it's always possible. Nothing is impossible. You have the power in your reality to change your assumptions, and whatever you're affirming for and focusing on has to be reflected in your reality. So just to summarize, and just one final point, because I know a lot of people are focused on relationships and people. So whether it's a romantic or platonic SP, nothing with them is impossible. Like I said, 10 years of no contact, you can still get married to them next year. You know, whatever the case is, I don't care if they wrote you a massive letter saying how much they hate you, they never want to see your face again, they're blocking you everywhere, they wish they never met you. I don't care if they said that. You can still manifest them back and create a new version of them. So there really isn't anything impossible when it comes to changing a person in your reality. You know, whether it's a family member with a health problem, just family dynamic problems, that can be changed. I don't care if every one of your family members has said the opposite. You can change it with your assumptions and your persistence. So yeah, to summarize, nothing is impossible. Obviously, I do think things like, for me at least, this is, maybe some people would say it's a limiting belief. I personally don't believe that gravity can be changed. You know, that you can say that gravity no longer exists. To me, I'm happy with that being impossible. Like, there are certain things that I don't care to change. I'm happy to accept for myself certain scientific, discoveries or statements or truths, research, like certain things in the world, I'm fine to leave them as they are. I'm happy to deem them impossible to change. But when it comes to any of my personal goals, any crazy idea, like if I want to become a billionaire by next year, I'm not going to allow myself to stay in an assumption it's impossible. If that was a goal, I would try and do everything I can to make it seem possible and realistic and true for myself. So yeah, for me personally, I do think some things are okay to be impossible, but overall, technically nothing is impossible. It's up to you to align your assumptions with that. So I hope this video made sense, was clarifying, was inspirational and useful. If it was, please do thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.